Good afternoon and welcome to any MTSS, a process of continuous improvement. I'm here with my friends Don Lowski and Jane Byers, and we plan on telling you all about the Nebraska MTSS initiative and how we've worked so hard to build it into the process of continuous improvement. So MTSS is an essential component of the continuous improvement process and should not be seen as a standalone initiative. Local school districts and educational service units are a critical part of the Nebraska MTSS network. Each school district and ESU is charged with multiple improvement efforts, have a variety of local experiences and expertise, and possess unique context, making natural connections between the essential elements of MTSS and the framework and other efforts that the school district or ESU are involved with, such as continuous improvement, will be beneficial. The Nebraska MTSS framework encompasses the concepts of response to intervention, positive behavior interventions and support, and special education eligibility determination. The MTSS framework is an educational system change paradigm that provides a structure for supporting students and staff as part of school improvement. So I'd now like to turn it over to my friend Don, who's going to tell you about the CIP process.
As we begin all of our work here at NDE, we always try to keep the mission in front. And so to lead and support the preparation of all Nebraskans for learning, earning, and living needs to be our focus in all of our work that we do, make sure that we're supporting our mission statement. Along with that, we have 3 NDE goals that we want to make sure that we are using to guide our work also. The first one is to ensure that the educational system, including NDE, is taking charge of its roles and responsibilities to provide leadership and enhance support systems. I believe this Nebraska MTSS and combination with CIP is actually doing that. We are providing leadership for our school districts, and we are enhancing our systems that we have in place in each of our school districts. Then we're moving on to 2 is ensuring that all Nebraskans, regardless of background or circumstances, have equitable access for opportunities for success. So we really want to make sure that all students, all staff, all Nebraskans have equitable access to everything that they need to become successful. The third one is to increase the number of Nebraskans who are ready for success in post-secondary, career, and civic life. As I like to say, they would like to increase the number of Nebraskans who are ready for success in life. Doesn't matter what your post-secondary education is, your career, or your civic life. We just want to make sure that you're well-rounded and that you are prepared for life in general. So with that, I want to move to looking at our Nebraska Framework CIP model because currently we have this partnership with Special Ed and the Nebraska MTSS process because they support each other so well. And so I think we need to step back and look at currently how Rule 10 is defined, or how Nebraska frameworks are refined under Rule 10, Section 9. The school system develops and implements a continuous school improvement, or CIP process, to promote quality learning for all students. This process includes procedures and strategies to address quality learning, equity, and accountability. I think you will see as we go through this that is what we are looking at, is including to make sure that all procedures, strategies, programs, and everything are part of our CIP process. Our second definition, or continuation of the definition, is that the Nebraska model for continuous improvement is intended to assist Nebraska schools in aligning and coordinating the various school improvement initiatives that may be in progress in each district. Again, I believe as we go through this presentation and the more you learn about the Nebraska MTSS process, that we definitely need to have that alignment and coordination of all programs, processes under the umbrella of CIP. So I want to move on or continue the conversation looking at our graphic here that really is looking at all of Rule 10 regulations under frameworks, from creating the profile to implementing the plan, along with the guiding and aligning improvement. And you will see as you run through this that where Nebraska MTSS does fit and support the CIP process. So with that, I'm going to return it back to Amy.
And I'm going to tell you the definition of Nebraska MTSS. So MTSS is a framework that promotes an integrated system connecting general education and special education, along with all components of teaching and learning, into a high-quality, standards-based instruction and intervention system that is matched to a student's academic, social, emotional, and behavioral needs. So as your slide shows you right in front of you, MTSS is defined as an instructional system based on the concept that all students require early and powerful academic and behavioral core instruction with the potential for high-quality interventions of increasing intensity. We here at the department understand that this isn't always something that comes natural or easy in all of our professional development initiatives. So we are really trying to make sure that through our partnership with Continuous Improvement and other NDE teams that we're making sure every single district has what they need to provide this to their students. Another thought is that MTSS is not about the stuff you buy. It's about implementing new structures, processes, and instructional materials so that the school undergoes a paradigm shift in how teachers identify and address struggling learners.
So as we conceptualize improvement through a multi-tiered system of support, it's important for our staff to see really the big picture in order to simplify the concept. Too often in Nebraska and in other states, I'm sure, we start an initiative and then we change course before we really go through the entire process of problem solving and then into that deep implementation. So for the sake of our highly burdened teachers and administrators, Nebraska MTSS is about a research-based problem-solving model. As such, models have certainly held the test of time and are not only in education, but in the medical and business fields as well. What may change within this problem-solving model and conceptualization of Nebraska MTSS are the tools that are within that toolbox. What we do know is that minimizing tools to those that are most likely to glean the results that we desire for our schools and students is the next step for many of our districts. When systematic and continuous problem solving occurs around a solution-based model, using those evidence-based tools within that tool shed there, we are living the science of teaching and learning. So just kind of as we consider a system of problem solving, the goal is to live the model not only at that individual student problem solving level that is sometimes thought to be RTI and even in some folks' perceptions as MTSS, but really MTSS is that solution model that encompasses what happens with all teachers and all students. Again, this is where you see that alignment between the continuous improvement process and Nebraska MTSS. So using data at any level, if that's the district level, for example, a team identifies a problem or a deficit. From there, again, whether at that district level or the individual student level, they analyze the data or potentially collect more data in order to answer questions that they may have about the why is this occurring and how do we address it. In all scenarios, a plan is developed and then evaluated for success. This truly is the game changer for us as educators, and the one constant evidence-based process and system that we can instill in our teachers and administrators throughout this this time of an ever-swinging pendulum, I guess. So again, MTSS is not just student problem solving, it is system problem solving, looking at student outcomes and system implementation.
So you may be asking, why are we presenting together? Well, it is our hope that we're fostering coherence. The most important area of alignment between the Nebraska MTSS model and the continuous improvement process is a focus on improving organizational coherence within districts and schools. For example, MTSS is not meant to be a standalone initiative. Rather, MTSS acts as a unifying framework for organizing all the things districts and schools already do, and then identifying what's working and what gaps in services exist. Districts and schools are then provided technical support and tasked with establishing systems to improve student academic, behavioral, and social emotional needs. We also then look at outcomes through a tiered system of support that relies on data to diagnose student needs and equitable practices to ensure all really means all.
So through Nebraska MTSS statewide training opportunities, we've learned that there are many plans and programs and teams and just all kinds of things that exist within schools that can sometimes cause confusion down at that teacher level. And so what we have developed, again, through our training opportunities is one template that can be used as a continuous improvement plan through MTSS, addressing, again, not only those deficits at potentially the core area, but all the way to that individual student level. The template is linked here. Amy's pulling it up right now. And one of the things that we are stressing is the importance of participating in Nebraska MTSS training in order to utilize this plan template to its fullest capacity. The goal is one plan that can be used for multiple growth efforts, including MTSS, CIP, TIP, and frameworks accreditation, just to name a few. So Amy's just kind of paging through here. There's a lot of information that is covered within the awareness and beginning trainings of MTSS, and this template really works nicely as a way of keeping all of your improvement efforts in one location, so that as we work with all of our staff, all of our teachers, all of our paraeducators, our support staff, we have the same targeted laser-like focus in mind as we grow our system to support all students. So within this plan, you'll see some definitions of what a good leadership team would include and who might be in support of those leadership teams. We do training around how to collect and analyze data. I think that's what you're seeing right here, but certainly it's not an effort to recreate anything that districts have already done. It's an effort to put all of our work together into one location so that we truly are on the same pathway to improvement. So I know one of the things that's very important to continuous improvement is that we have that goal. Well, we go through a lot of work with school districts in looking at their data and learning about themselves before we really identify that goal, because again, this is an effort towards improvement at every level and not something that is intended just for the purpose of filling in a blank and submitting it to someone who may be mandating it. So there you go.
Okay, so MTSS isn't new. What you've been doing in your schools and districts isn't new, but what we have done here at the Nebraska Department of Education is really worked through our own continuous improvement process, and we've developed a regional support model, because what we've heard loud and clear is how do we get the supports that are being put out there to the districts across the state to everyone. So through
it's
this,
that equity piece.
it is equity. All does mean all, not only with our students, but with our teachers and schools as well. So with this regional support model, superintendents and other district personnel should be expecting contacts from our regional support leads. As you can see, there are 5 regions listed in front of you. We currently have 4 leads, 3 regional leads that are supporting regions 1 and 2 combined, region 3, region 4, and region 5 through this model. In Nebraska MTSS has the potential to bring together several different district and school services to support students academically, behaviorally, and social emotionally. In fact, just as the continuous improvement process, or the CIP team, explained earlier, Don explained earlier. The Nebraska Model for Continuous Improvement is intended to assist Nebraska schools in aligning and coordinating the various school improvement initiatives that may be in progress in each district. It is the goal of Nebraska MTSS and this regional support model to intensify the level of support for schools in order to provide continuous improvement in our Nebraska districts. So you'll see below on this slide there is also a link, and it will take you to our Nebraska MTSS regional model. So like I said, we have 5 regions in Nebraska. These are the NCSA regions that will be supported through regional support leads, a state PLC, problem solving and learning every single day from our regional people around what our state needs are. And each one of these teams are comprised of a regional lead, academic implementation facilitator, a behavioral regional facilitator, and an early childhood pyramid implementation facilitator, so that we can hopefully support pre-K, actually birth, but pre-K to 21, our students in need of all supports, and our schools and our teachers as well.
So I don't know, you should be getting, as Amy said, contacted from these people. So Region 1 and 2 is Christy Fedden and Lindsay Friet. I know are sending out some communication. Region 3 is Andrea Bodine. Region 4 is Claudine Kennicott. And Region 5 is George Toman. And wow, do we have an amazing, strong, and multidisciplinary team that is there to provide any staff development, coaching, work with your schools within those regions. And again, powerful, smart people. And what's important to know too is that they're free for districts.
All right. So as we conclude today, we hope that if you have any questions that you'll enter them into the chat box, or you have been entering them in and we've been answering. Otherwise, you can reach out to any one of us listed on the screen. You'll see both Jane and myself are there from the MTSS team, and then our continuous improvement partners are there as well. It is our goal that through the MTSS process that you can build out your continuous improvement plan for increasing student outcomes in your buildings and districts. Please reach out to us and let us know if you have any questions or what we can do to provide support in your schools.